a few minutes ago out of a security meeting involving a number of law enforcement agencies, both the federal as well as the local ones. We have received at least 33 separate bomb threats, each one of which has been responded to, and each one of whom has been found as a hoax. So 33 threats, 33 hoax. I want to make that very, very clear. None of these had any validity at all. We know that people are very, very concerned, and we have taken some actions, and in a moment I'll let Andy Wilson go into more detail. But we've moved resources into Springfield. People have the right to feel safe as well as being safe. We've taken action in regard to cameras. We have taken action into putting a large number of members of the Highway Patrol here. And I want to talk now specifically about our schools. Our children deserve to be in school. Parents deserve to feel that their children are being educated and that their children are safe. As a parent and grandparent, now great-grandparent, I fully understand the concern that parents have. We want to make sure, as school continues this week in Springfield, that parents have confidence that the school is, in fact, safe. To do that, in addition to the other things that I have announced, we are taking 36 members of the Ohio State Highway Patrol Field Force. 36 members of the Ohio State Patrol Field Force will be in Springfield by early tomorrow morning, if not sooner. Beginning tomorrow in every school building in Springfield. And there's a total of, I believe, Dr. 17, I believe. 17. 18. So they will go in. They will go in early in the morning before any faculty is there, any teachers there, any administrators or any students. They will sweep the building. They will do that every single day. They will remain there during school. They will be in places where they can see what is going on. They will be concerned about the perimeter. They will also, when parents drop off students or when students come to school, they will be there, and they'll be there very, very visibly. The same thing will occur when students leave at night, and all during the day they will remain there at the school as well. The next day that process will start all over again. So I want to say to the parents in Springfield, these hoaxes, these threats have all been hoaxes. None of them have panned out. We have people, unfortunately, overseas who are taking these actions. Some of them are coming from one particular country. We think that this is, one more opportunity to mess with the United States, and they're continuing to do that. So we cannot let the bad guys win. Our schools must remain open. They are going to remain open, but to ensure parents that their child is safe, which every parent has every right to believe and to know, we're taking this absolutely extraordinary and extra step to make sure that we have patrol there and that they do sweeps every single day, whether we receive bomb threats or whether we do not receive bomb threats. Let me ask Andy to step up here for a moment. Anything else as far as what we're doing? Why don't you recount everything else we're doing in Springfield just real quickly, and then hear from the Colonel.
Thank you, Governor. It's Andy Wilson, Director of the Ohio Department of Public Safety. First of all, I think we have to start by giving a lot of credit to Springfield Police Chief Allison Elliott, their Deputy Director of Public Safety Jason Vai, and the men and women of the Springfield Police Division. It's been an incredibly busy few days for these men and women as they have responded to these threats. Again, as you heard the governor say, these unfounded threats, but every one of them has to be checked out and every one of them has to be cleared. And as you can imagine, the men and women who serve in the Springfield Police Division, they have their normal duties of basically doing patrol and keeping the city safe. So it's placed an incredible strain on the resources of Springfield to respond to some of these calls and these threats. To that end, again, I think a lot of credit has to go to the city leaders here and the police chief for reaching out and asking for assistance. And we've had a very good working relationship over the last couple of days between the local government, the state government, and the federal government, sharing information and leveraging whatever resources we can to keep the people who live here in this city safe. To that end, we have brought a lot of resources to bear. We have brought in folks from the Ohio Office of Homeland Security to do vulnerability assessments on different buildings and infrastructure throughout the city of Springfield. We have brought in various tower cameras and sky towers to help from a situational awareness point of view. We have turned those over to the Springfield Police Division, allowed that resource to be completely utilized by them, again, so they can constantly be aware of what's going on in some of these spaces to more rapidly respond and keep their citizens safe. One of the issues that they were having, or they've been having, is again stretching these resources thin, responding to these bomb threats, having to clear these buildings. It just was taking a while to do that. We have arranged for bomb dogs to be on site here in Springfield every day. So instead of having to wait 45 minutes or an hour for somebody, for Columbus or somebody else to bring a bomb dog on, they have one. They will have one here 24/7. Well, they will have one here during the times where we're getting these bomb threats so that we can more rapidly clear these. We also brought in personnel from our Office of Homeland Security, our investigative services from the State Highway Patrol, our BNB investigators, and our School Safety Center. 16 of them showed up this morning to work, again, shoulder to shoulder with the Springfield Police Division so that when they get these calls, again, they can send these folks out to help them clear these buildings. The goal, again, is to minimize the disruption. The people who are doing this to sow discord in our community and to disrupt our ability to do our normal functions that we have to do. And we just can't let them do that. We can't let them do that. We have to keep providing the services that the citizens of Springfield and Clark County expect. In order to do that, we have to be flexible, we have to be fast, and we have to be responsive in clearing these threats so that, again, the citizens know that they're safe and that we've done our part in making sure that these buildings are safe and that they can get back on to teaching our kids and to conducting the business that is expected out of our government. So to that end, we continue to surge resources into Springfield and Clark County. We have, again, worked very closely with Jason Vai and Chief Elliott, and the mayor, the city manager. They know that whatever resources they need, we will attempt to bring to the table for them. Also, other jurisdictions have reached out as well. Other cities have reached out and offered their help and their support with their safety forces as well. So we will continue to do our part to support the safety forces of Springfield, and we will do everything in our power to ensure that the men and women who live in this community, our children who live in this community, are safe. So thank you.
Thanks. Colonel, anything to add?
No. So the Highway Patrol, we're going to be partners in this with the Springfield Division of Police. Our goal is to, and we have offered whatever resources they need to help keep this community safe. We're here. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be here for as long as we need to be to help our partners out, because the one thing that we do know is when we all work together, it turns out better. And this is a situation where the patrol has the resources, and we're going to be good partners and do what we can to keep Springfield citizens safe. So,
okay, thank you. Happy to take questions.
Governor, the former President Trump has said that he wishes to come to Springfield and campaign at some point. Do you think that's productive?
Well, look, I mean, it's the campaign time. We're 50-some days left to go. President has, former president, as well as the vice president, have every right to campaign wherever they want to campaign.
Governor, you mentioned one country, one particular country was your
Yeah, I'm not going to go further than that. So,
Governor, what do you say to AG Yost, who has amplified these rumors in the past week?
look, I can only speak for Mike DeWine. I'm the governor. What we try to do is find out what the facts are and convey that to the people. Springfield is a great city. This is a city that, frankly, is on the move. If you look where Springfield was 15 years ago, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, we're moving. We're talking to a company right now that may end up coming into Springfield. They may end up somewhere else, but we got a lot of companies looking at Springfield. There's a lot of good things, positive, that are going on here. The people who, the Haitians who are working, they wouldn't be working unless they were legal. The companies hire them because they needed the help and they needed the support. So it's, these are people who care about their families. These are people who value education. They are hard workers, and I think we should respect that. There are issues. There are issues about immigration that anybody has the legitimate right to talk about and to debate. The fact that our southern border is porous and is a total mess is a legitimate issue in presidential campaign, a Senate campaign, or any other campaign. So I want to make sure I'm very, very clear. I'm not saying people shouldn't talk about immigration or they shouldn't talk about the southern border, and they can talk about anything they want to, but I think I have an obligation to say what is going on in Springfield. And who do I rely on? I rely on Mayor Rue, I rely on local other officials, the chief of police, as far as the information that I convey to you all and convey to the people of the state of Ohio.
Governor, the state patrol resources in schools, is this just Springfield city schools, buildings, or every school in the city? Because we've seen threats at school buildings outside the district.
Yeah, we're moving pretty quick here. So we've made this decision in regard to the city schools. We certainly are looking at any other place, whether it's a school or any other place that might be vulnerable. And so we are looking at that right now.
Governor, are there any efforts by the state at any point or private entities to either help or encourage Haitians to move to Springfield?
No effort by the state at all. From talking to the employers this morning, many of them said that, particularly after the pandemic, during the pandemic, but then when things were opening back up, they had a real need for employees. We had one company that told me, I don't think we would even be here if it wasn't for the Haitian employees. We had others that talked about positions that they simply could not fill. Now, I do want to say that, and I think there's been comments made about some of the challenges that Springfield faces. And yes, look, when you take 15,000 people and add them to a city of 58,000, obviously this is a massive increase over a relatively 2 or 3, 4 year period of time, relatively short period of time. So we do have challenges, and we accept those challenges. We have challenges in regard to driving. We have challenges in regard to the BMV and lines. We have challenges in regard to health care. Haiti is a country, Fran and I spent 25, 26 trips down there over the years, and the health care is virtually non-existent there. So when people come from a country like that who have not had health care, obviously we have some catching up to do. And it's important for the rest of the community, for the health of the rest of the community. So we are doing that, and we'll continue to report to you on the progress in those areas. So there are things that clearly need to do. We still need more translators. We're still looking for people who speak both Creole and English, and so a lot of this is a work in progress. So we're not We're not saying we don't have challenges, and the mayor has never said that, but we accept the challenges. And Springfield, the people of Springfield, people of Ohio, didn't make the decisions about the Haitians coming here. We deal with the world as we find it, and we try to make things work, and that's what we're trying to do.
Governor, has the city or township, even for that matter, offered additional grief counselors for the students who may not understand exactly what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Our crisis,
Stand up.
Our crisis team is currently available to all students and staff. In addition, we're exploring different outside entities to provide support. Clark County is very collaborative, and if needed, the other county schools will certainly step up.
In addition to that, Springfield is 2 weeks away, I believe, from something they call the Cultural Festival, which is for everybody. Has that been canceled, or can you elaborate on that?
I think I saw that was canceled.
Governor, when you talk to people in the city, they've told us about it, the tension they feel. Talked to a woman last week walking laps around City Hall saying she was just praying for this city because she thinks it's needed. Heard similar sentiments from people in neighborhoods that live by these schools. What do you say to the people of this community amid this tension they say they feel here?
Well, I fully understand the tension. That's very, very understandable. What I would say to anybody who lives in Springfield, this is a great community. It's a great place to live. Do we have challenges? Yes, we have challenges, but we're going to meet those challenges. We may not meet them overnight, but we're going to work at those challenges and those problems. And the thing that I've assured the mayor is that in regard to state government, he has a real partner. We will help, and we have been helping, and we will continue to help.
What about the hate groups that have been, coming in and leaving flyers?
Yeah, I think it's important in regard to the hate groups for public officials, as they have, to speak out against them. We speak out against them. There's no room in Springfield, Ohio for hate. This is a very welcoming community. It's always been that way. These hate people, people who are spreading the hate need to move on. They need to go away. They need to stop it.
Governor, how do you answer people in your own party like Donald Trump, Senator Vance, who say that immigration here in Springfield is what's wrong with immigration? And Donald Trump says he wants to start his mass deportations here in Springfield.
Yeah, well, let me kind of look at the big picture, if I could. I served 20 years in the United States Congress, so I think I have some historical perspective in regard to this. The mess on the border, the porous border that we have, and that whole concern, a very legitimate concern about our inability to control who comes into this country or not, has stopped us from having a legitimate debate that we should have about the legal side. Who should come into this country? That's the right of a country to make those determinations. We have historically, throughout history, made those determinations. One of the things that we have done, going way, way back, is we have designated people from certain countries because of the problems going on in that country. We have said you either have, we've called it different things over a period of time. Now we call it temporary protective status. Other times we've put them on a pathway to citizenship. We've done different things. I know in my memory I can go back to Hungary, the Hungarian failed revolution. I can go back to 1959, 1960, 61, when people were fleeing Cuba. We could go on and on. So those people, came in and were granted legal status. The Haitians that we have here have been granted, we think most of them at least, certainly the ones working, have been granted legal status because they come from Haiti. They're not on a path to citizenship, and they're granted that for a period of time. Seems to me that's on the legal side. The problem is on the illegal side, where we don't say as a country and make a decision, this person can come in or this group can come in, but where people just come in, and it's been a mess. And frankly, the Biden administration has not done a very good job in regard to the border. So when Donald Trump brings it up, or when J.D. Vance brings it up, or a candidate for U.S. Senate brings it up, it is a legitimate issue. I have a job, though, in regard to people who are here legally in Springfield and a community that is, people are making comments about that. I have an obligation to speak out.
Would you tell President Trump not to
No.
deport the Haitians here?
Oh, I'm not going to get into that issue. I certainly can speak up later on about that. This is, again, this is something, this special status that the Haitians have along with 15 other countries. But Haiti went on the list, as I recall, about 2010 when the earthquake occurred. So they have been on for some period of time. This is not something that is new.
We're talking about one more question. Resources.
Hey, Governor, what about the whole cat and dog thing? That's what brought all this national media to Springfield in the first place.
Look, I follow what the mayor has said, what the city manager has said, and what the chief of police has said is we have no evidence that anyone is eating someone's pets in Springfield, Ohio. Who else? Right there front and then back. We got to do them quick. Go ahead.
During what time period did those 33 hoax calls happen?
Somebody can help me out
So
on that.
that was from
Here,
late
gotta
last.
stand up here.
That was from
Quick.
late last week until 3 o'clock yesterday. I was on a call when 33 was the number that was reported.
Okay, next.
What's it going to take to reduce the tensions here in Springfield?
Look, I think it's going to take people of goodwill to come forward and say, we're a community, we can work together, and do we have challenges? Yes, and accept those challenges and move forward. Look, I think the people of Springfield can do this. We will help. We've been helping. We will continue to help. I think that this will work its way through. It will. This too shall pass. We just have to get through it.
Have you found anybody responsible for these threats yet? Have you found anybody responsible?
No,
for these
nobody.
Is the FBI helping you look for them?
Yes.
How much is this costing the state to add these extra resources?
We'll be able to get that to you. I don't have that. I mean, these are people who are generally who work. It's a question of where you deploy them, and we're used to moving them around and deploying them differently. This is a unique situation, and they're going to be here as long as they're needed. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yeah,
we'll get this one.
stay on and stay on.
Perfect. I appreciate the support. Here. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming in.
They, if